This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. Haley is off tonight. Our top story, the key witness in the murder case of baby Chance Walsh is believed to have committed suicide in the Sarasota County Jail over the weekend. That key witness is Chance's mother, Kristen Burry, who had struck a deal with the state to testify against her husband. She told detectives that Joseph Walsh beat and choked their son before burying him days later in a shallow grave. Now, we talked to a local defense attorney who says whether Burry's statements against her husband will still carry weight in his trial.
But what happens in court is that those statements are called hearsay. It is her word, it's her signature, but she wasn't subject to cross-examination. So a defendant has a constitutional right to confront his witnesses.
The prosecution says it will move forward with the murder trial against Joseph Walsh, but Burry's death will change how they prosecute the case. That trial is set for June. Walsh faces life in prison. A Sarasota County father accused of covering up the murder allegedly involving his son was sentenced today. James Kane will serve less than 3 years behind bars. Investigators say his son Robert shot and killed his sister's ex-boyfriend, and Kane helped stage the crime scene to look like it was a self-defense and lied to police about what happened. Robert Kane's murder trial is set for April. Officials on Florida's east coast of Florida are trying to determine if an overnight fire at a mosque was a hate crime. Investigators do believe the blaze was set deliberately. It happened at the Islamic Center of Fort Pierce, the same mosque attended by the Pulse nightclub shooter. Surveillance video appears to show somebody approaching the building just moments before a flash was seen and the fire started.
Right now, we're not sure exactly whether this is a hate crime or just an arson, because this is a place of worship, and of course, because this incident occurred on the anniversary of 9/11, we are going to explore that.
Just this summer, there were at least 5 mosque fires in Tampa alone. 2 of them were confirmed to be arson. This latest incident is again raising security concerns for mosques around the country, including the Islamic Center of Sarasota and Bradenton. They have several security measures in place, including surveillance cameras and deputies who patrol the grounds during services. After last year's terror attacks in Paris and San Bernardino, the mosque went through active shooter training. Something worshipers say is unfortunate.
We shouldn't have to have, people constantly looking around and protecting us rather than being able to worship.
What really hurts Muslims is when Muslims themselves claim to commit an act in the name of the religion. That's what hurts. I think that's what really hurts the communities more than anything.
The mosque welcomes anyone interested to sit in and observe a prayer service. In downtown Sarasota, it's not just parking meter disputes and the homeless for merchants there right now. The Merchants Association is also offering Operation Care Package. 92-year-old Myron Elliott is part of our greatest generation. The retired doctor served in the Air Force in World War II, and he's glad to learn the Downtown Merchants Association is going to send care packages overseas during the holidays to active duty vets.
I think it's good.
He thinks it's good because for a while, he says, the vets weren't always given the respect they deserve. You think the veterans get enough credit these days?
No, I don't.
But his daughter says she has seen a change.
Now after 9/11, I do think, we're making an effort to support all of those that are fighting for our country. But unfortunately, I don't think that happened during the Vietnam War.
Patrick's Restaurant in downtown Sarasota is among the merchants finding ways to make the current veterans feel special.
Here, all the merchants, we like to get together and give back to all the veterans serving overseas.
For example, this bakery will send oversized chocolate chip cookies overseas, while this retailer will target service women with everything from Turkish towels to soaps and lotions. Patrick's will send gift cards.
When you come home, we want to give you guys some free appetizers here and, show us this is our little way of giving back to those of you who serve.
And Dr. Elliott likes the new program. It's a good thing?
Good thing, yeah.
Yes, a good thing indeed. Merchants are taking suggestions for local active personnel to support on the Suncoast. From Miami-Dade to Broward County, pesticide spraying continues to combat the Zika virus in Florida. Mosquito control crews are out today to eliminate the mosquitoes prone to carrying the virus. The chemical in Broward is different than one being used in Miami-Dade, which has sparked protests among residents raising health concerns. The spraying is a proactive measure since there have been no locally transmitted cases reported in Broward. Meantime, President Obama says Zika funding is among his priorities. He met with congressional leaders from both sides of the aisle today to discuss the agenda for Congress in the coming days and weeks. The president says he's encouraged despite previous efforts stalling in Congress.
Make sure that we're able to adequately fund our efforts to not only deal with the Zika outbreaks, but also to come up with diagnostic tools and vaccines that will solve the problem for good.
Emergency Zika funding could be included in a stopgap measure. Lawmakers are considering this aimed at funding the government through at least December. We're into a stormy pattern right now. Let's get the first forecast from our chief meteorologist, Bob Harrigan. Bob?
That's right, Ray. A stormy pattern is right. As a result of this area of low pressure, it's a tropical low, and you can see a lot of storms firing up at this hour near the northern end of the Bahamas right now. This is drifting off to the west-northwest, and it's going to bring a lot of moisture our way, it looks like, over the upcoming day at least. And then we'll see a southwesterly flow once it gets to our north, and that too will bring some showers and storms away. But right now, things have calmed down considerably after a lot of rainfall across the area. 81 right now, still warm. The dew point at 73, and the pressure is actually coming up a little bit at 30 inches even, and winds are out of the north-northeast at 3. Well, I speak of that tropical moisture. You can see it's on both sides of the state and right over the top of us. The dry air now well to the west and north of us. Looks like we'll stay in the soup here, and that means a good chance for scattered storms through the week. More on that coming up in a few minutes, Ray.
Thank you, Bob. Today at the state capitol, a solemn annual ceremony in Tallahassee. This was the 18th annual Missing Children's Day, and that includes those who have been kidnapped as well as killed. Tens of thousands of kids are reported missing in Florida each year. Most return home, but some do not. In the Capitol courtyard today, families of children still missing each put a yellow rose next to a photo of their loved one.
We know we're either going to have him dead or alive, and whichever way it would be great just to have it so that you know where he is.
We've gotten to know some of these families, and they're wonderful people, and they, to this day, miss their loved ones, and none of us can imagine what they've gone through.
Also, during today's ceremony, several law enforcement officers and police dogs were honored for stopping potential kidnappings across the state. Over the past decade, advancements like Amber Alerts and the use of bloodhounds have helped stop countless abductions. The city of Venice is expected to vote tomorrow for the first property tax increase in about a dozen years. The likely millage rate increase means each Venice homeowner will pay $50 more per $100,000 worth of property. That totals about $1.6 million in new revenue for the city. A second public hearing on the increase will be set for 2 weeks from tomorrow. And then next week in Venice, Florida Power and Light will begin replacing power poles with hardened, larger ones that can better withstand storms. The project will be going on along the Caldetaro alleyway from Seaboard Avenue to Grove Street. It should last about 6 to 8 weeks. Up next, the official Suncoast forecast from our chief meteorologist, Bob Harrigan. Plus, we'll tell you why the Senate is ready to spend $10 billion. Nearly $2 billion goes toward Florida. And the Bucks won their first game. First time in 4 years. It's a start. More news, weather, and sports next.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Learn how to prepare a readiness plan and survival kit. Know your evacuation route. Be prepared, Suncoast, when severe weather threatens. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, dining segments, local events, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 specialty programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device and download your free ABC7 app now.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good.
Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
I was downtown doing a story on the veterans today, and at one point it was pouring rain and sunny out.
Yeah, at the same time, yeah. It reminds me of that old song. Have you ever seen the rain coming down or sun coming out or whatever when it's raining? Yes. I want to talk about the fact that we are going to see more rain too, Ray, it looks like, over the upcoming days. And the ground is already saturated, so we could see some issues with some flooding problems again over the Sun Coast. This tropical low, though, thankfully, is not going to cause a big deal in terms of windstorm for us. But get a look at this. This was sent in today from Blair Atkins, and she took this photo, DeSoto Lakes, and that's a lightning bolt that hit that tree. And she said at the time there was no rain and the skies were partly cloudy, some sun shining there, and that lightning bolt traveled down the tree and into the ground, and that can be very dangerous because sometimes these lightning strikes can actually get inside the tree, cause the sap and moisture inside of it to expand due to the extreme heat and blow the tree apart, and sometimes those branches can fall and hurt, obviously. Casey Key webcam showing the sun setting with some clouds around, and for the most part, the showers ended, say, after around 6:30 or so. Most of the rain was over, and it looks like we'll see showers and storms come back to the weather picture again tomorrow as a result of this tropical low, which only has a 10% chance of developing into something significant over the next 24 hours. In fact, the next 5 days, it's going to be moving over land, and that'll shut things down. But it will bring us a lot of moisture around, especially into central Florida, I think, over the upcoming days. So that will be an issue, I think, for some of the rivers and streams there. For us, no rain to speak of right now. All is fairly quiet, but boy, it's a pretty impressive rainfall amounts in just a short period of time. We see right there near Venice, stretching out toward Venetian along I-75, over 2 inches of rainfall right there. Lesser amounts as you pushed off to the southwest, but still over an inch right there near Venice and then into Plantation there. 1.5 inches of rainfall falling just near Lakewood Ranch, a little bit to the southwest of that, only 0.2 of an inch. So it was sporadic. It wasn't very widespread as far as the overall duration of the heavy rainfall. 81 degrees right now, the dew point 73. Winds out of the northeast, very light at 3, and the pressure 30 inches even, and that's holding steady. Our high today was hot, a 93. That was 2 degrees shy of the record. Our average high at 89 degrees. We'll be closer to 89 tomorrow due to the fact a little bit more clouds will be around. We had 37/100ths of an inch of rainfall at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. Our monthly total now just over 3 inches, which is about a ½ inch below average. Wind flow will be out of the south tomorrow, and that will bring in a lot more moisture, and that will be around for showers and storms. A lot of it, though, will be inland, as our winds will switch around to a southwesterly direction. Once this storm system starts to move to our north, we'll get the onshore flow, and that usually favors inland storms, but we'll not be surprised to see coastal activity as well, just due to the instability and this system so close by. Winds, this will move out of the northwest at 7. Winds are at 30 miles an hour, and this is looking to go off toward the west-northwest. All the models agree with that. So that'll be right over land tomorrow. It'll traverse across the central part of the state. bringing with it a good chance for some showers and storms. Now, this is our 9th named storm, Ian, way out there in the open waters of the Atlantic. And that's where it's expected to stay for a while, eventually moving off to the north and then off to the northeast, not having an impact on any land areas as it makes its way off. It looks like it'll stay as a tropical storm as well. Well, the water vapor content showing a lot of moisture right across the state. And as far as the overall forecast goes, there goes the low pressure area. You'll see this particular model depicting a lot of the moisture, though, staying well to the east, but I think we'll get some here as well. Temperatures are cooling down. We're starting to look at fall now. Moving into parts of the northern plains and the northern Rockies. Well, here's the forecast for boaters as we see it. The winds will be out of the east. They'll start the day off and then switch around to the south. Seas running 2 feet or less, and the water temperature now at 87 degrees. Tonight's forecast, tides coming up 11:42 for the next high tide, and the forecast looks like this. Evening storms out in the Gulf, winding down. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, and then heavy rain possible tomorrow late. Otherwise, variable clouds with a high near 88. The extended forecast does call for a good chance for showers and storms riding in through Friday, tapering off somewhat back to seasonal normals by the weekend. Ray?
Thank you, Bob. As Hillary Clinton recovers from pneumonia this week, Donald Trump is on the attack. But as Mary Monley tells us, not about his opponent's health.
Well, my opponent slanders you as deplorable and irredeemable.
Donald Trump is on the attack after this quip at a fundraiser.
To just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
I call you hardworking American patriots who love your country and want a better future for all our people.
The Trump campaign capitalizing on Hillary Clinton's comment in a new ad.
You know what's deplorable? Hillary Clinton viciously demonizing hardworking people like you.
Clinton backpedaled, saying in a statement, "I regret saying half. That was wrong," but added, "It's deplorable that Trump has built his campaign largely on prejudice and paranoia and given a national platform to hateful views and voices." This as Clinton recovers from pneumonia.
I'm feeling so much better.
Her condition known only after cameras caught her appearing to stumble while leaving the 9/11 anniversary ceremony.
I just thought I could keep going forward and power through it.
Monday, her husband attempted to quell fears while speaking to Charlie Rose.
She just got dehydrated.
I just didn't think it was going to be that big a deal.
Both nominees promised to release more personal medical information soon.
I just want to get this over and done with and get back on the trail as soon as possible.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
On Capitol Hill today, the Senate is closer to approving $10 billion on water projects, and that includes nearly $2 billion for the Florida Everglades. The plan would authorize 29 projects in 18 states for dredging, flood control, and other projects. $220 million would go to help the tainted water issue in Flint, Michigan. A procedural vote passed 90-1 today. A formal vote later this week before it goes on to the House. Overseas, a ceasefire is now underway in Syria. The deal was struck by the U.S. and Russia and calls for a halt to the violence between the Syrian regime and rebel forces. It will also allow for much-needed humanitarian access. More than a dozen Syrian rebel groups criticized the plan, but have not rejected the ceasefire. Secretary of State John Kerry believes it's the only realistic solution to Syria's 5-year civil war.
I urge all the parties to support it, because it may be the last chance that one has to save a united Syria.
If the ceasefire holds for 7 days, the U.S. and Russia will start discussing military options to target ISIS and another terror group not covered by the agreement. Another setback for North Carolina over a controversial law. The NCAA is pulling 7 championship events because the state bans transgenders from using the bathroom of the gender they identify with. The NBA previously announced it was pulling next year's All-Star Game, and a number of concerts have also been canceled as well due to this one law. A historic victory for the Bradenton Marauders. That story is sports next.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour quality selection of new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade.
Seymour Savings.
It's the Buick 2016 model year sale down. Now get 20% below MSRP on select Encore models in stock. That's nearly $5,000 below MSRP on the 2016 Buick Encore.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
Come uncork your inner artist at Painting with a Twist. Bring your favorite bottle of wine and appetizers and enjoy an evening out with friends to celebrate any special occasion. It's perfect for a girls' night out, birthday parties, or a fun date night. Painting with a Twist offers 2 or 3 hour classes that are instructed by local artists, and there is no experience required. We now have 2 convenient locations in Sarasota and Bradenton. Visit our website to view our calendar and schedule your next party today.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits in the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Temperatures are rising, and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get the all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $26,999 and get an additional $1,000 off with a trade-in. Hurry! Time is running out to get the new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Now, sports.
It's just one game, but enjoy it, savor it, because for the first time since 2012, the Bucks have a winning record. Their 31-24 victory over the Falcons also puts them in first place since the other teams in the division lost their season openers. After a slow start, Jameis Winston wound up putting on a show in Atlanta, 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers. It was a performance the head coach described as the quarterback doing what he does best, play football.
He's focused on winning, he's focusing on leading our team, and he's tough as nails. Boy, he will stand in that pocket and that rush bearing down on him. He'll stand right in there. He's a lot better moving in the pocket than people might think.
The Bucks have a tough challenge for week 2. They travel to Arizona to take on the Cardinals in the desert. To baseball now, the Rays were looking to improve to 10-7 tonight against the Blue Jays this season. Well, they found themselves down 2-0 in the 7th, but not so fast. 2 swings changed everything. Evan Longoria leads off with a solo home run, then Brad Miller follows suit with a solo shot of his own at Skydome in Toronto, tying the game at 2, but that wouldn't last long in the 8th. Yeah, Ezekiel Carrera gets one just over the left field wall. The Jays would lead 3-2, and that is how the game ended, 3-2. Jays over the Rays. Good news, though. Congratulations to the Bradenton Marauders. The single-A affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates won their first Florida State League championship tonight. They beat the Tampa Yankees 4-1 to clinch the best-of-5 series. The Marauders play at McKechnie Field in Bradenton. This one was on the road, though. The manager had his goggles on after the game for the champagne celebration in the clubhouse.
We expected this coming out of spring training. We prepared for it, and for it to come true is just absolutely amazing. I mean, they played so well.
either champagne or going on a ski trip after the victory. The Marauders finished the season 70 and 66. Way to go. That's sports. Up next, tonight's winning lotto numbers. Stay with us.
Get ready for the biggest event of the season. Michael's on East Ballroom will be transformed into a frosty fortress of radiance and luxury. The attire is not partially white, nor mostly white, but all white. Join Make-A-Wish in helping grant wishes for local children at the 2016 Wish White Party, September 16th. Tickets are on sale now at wishsrq.com. Your support benefits Make-A-Wish Central Northern Florida. Come dance the night away while helping make wishes come true for local children.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Get ready, college football fans. When you buy a $5 or more Fantasy 5 ticket and enter your team's drawing, you could win great prizes like team merchandise, tickets to your team's games, and other bowl game experiences. You could even win a championship weekend prize pack in Tampa or $10,000 cash. Fantasy 5 from the Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon. They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
You saw it right here in ABC7. Season 23 of Dancing with the Stars got underway tonight in California. ABC's Lauren Lister was there.
The curtain going up on season 23 of Dancing with the Stars.
Wow. Okay.
But an off-camera moment may have stolen the show. The live broadcast going to commercial break as a few demonstrators protested embattled Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte.
We had to go to break because we had a little incident.
And in our first glimpse into the cast of 13's ballroom skills, dancing the jive, Mary Lou Henner,
full of energy, full of vitality.
Actor Jake T. Austin, and Tara Jolay, the first, in her words, little person on the show.
Oh, it made me feel so tired.
Marsha Brady actress Maureen McCormick glided across the floor in a Viennese waltz, along with country music star Jana Kramer. Foxtrotting, race car driver James Hinchcliffe, Grammy-winning musician Babyface.
I said, honey.
You looked right at home here. Model Amber Rose and Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte. Cha-chaing across the ballroom, former NFL star Calvin Johnson Jr.
The brightest and most infectious smile I have
Former Texas Governor Rick Perry and Vanilla Ice dancing to what else? Ice Ice Baby. Also dancing the cha-cha, Olympic gymnast Lori Hernandez. And after the broadcast, now it's up to viewers casting their votes by phone for an hour and online for 24 hours. The good news for contestants with 2 left feet, this week, no one gets eliminated. Lauren Lister, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Vanilla Ice dances to all his hits.
Yeah.
The first week.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see all the different kinds of characters that are on there and the dances. It always gets a good rating.
Wide range of people.
That's right.
All right.
Wide range of showers and storms tomorrow, late afternoon and evening, looks like.
Very good.
All right.
Have a good night, folks. We'll see you in the morning.